9. Happy Saturn day. We're in that space of 8. This is the space of standing on business, right? This is a great day to do some business planning and organization. This is the day of transformation, death, and rebirth. This is a space of growth. Another great day for my 1, 4s, 7s, and 8s. You guys liking to stand on business. My 3, 6, 9s, and 5s. This is a great day for you guys to find a sense of focus so y'all can stand on business. Getting some of those affairs in order. This is a great day to work on your dramatic self and that extreme self that likes to, you know, I guess, flood everything out in your path. Because 8 deals with Scorpius energy of building and destroying. 8 deals with the solar plexus chakra, the external solar plexus chakra, which is how you manipulate things in your space and how you build and destroy things in your space. Peace, Adonis. Peace to the God. So we move in great gratitude for the ability to do some building and destroying today after the day of one we experienced yesterday. It's a fun time. And in space and time, we're also dealing with 8 of Sebek. This is the celestial technicians. This is how we label and categorize things in our space. Um, this is like Mercury hot energy, right? Excuse me. So this is where we come and we start compartmentalizing things in our space using our intellectual stuff. Excuse me. Just started getting weird. So 8 goes into the month of 3 because of course we want to express and create and experience that 8, right? And 3 also deals with Gemini community communication. So another thing that we can come into the realization is not only is this a month of understanding, which we had the month of knowledge, the month of wisdom, now it's the month of understanding of really implementing and coming into grips in terms of, what it is that you're trying to create and solidify in your space. And if you want to get into your personal numbers with it, you would add your month and day to the hold on, let me think. You would add your personal numbers into the month and the year of this month. I can do it when it's in front of me. But yeah, if you would like assistance in reading your personal numbers, feel free to reach out, y'all. Hi, am I? Excuse me, I woke up not too long ago. But yeah, so this is the month of understanding and creation. And of course, in this month, we want to come into like, a solid, confirmation of, okay, this is the energy, this is what we're dealing with, this is what I want to have in my space. This is, the things that I was embarking on. So maybe in the month of 1, you guys were manifesting things in your space and gravitating to what you wanted and stuff like that. So in the month of 2, you're learning how to master it, how to have it in your space. You start accumulating the things. Now in this month of 3, you're exercising having it in your space and how well you can balance it. You know what I'm saying? So that's that 3 of understanding. Also bringing that community into your space that's supporting you with having the things that you want to invoke in your space as well. So you'll find yourself making different kind of bonds. And hey, easy, didn't see you, could have been cool. God is like, you're absolutely right. And so we're going to put this day of 8 into this month of 3, which is going to bring us to 11 of mastery, right? So as we stand on business, as we, build and destroy, utilize our solar plexus chakra, utilize our intellect of Sebek into our space, and we create and express and stand under it, it's going to bring us to a sense of mastery. We're going to do it so well that we're going to become an inspiration and aspiration to other people around us. 11 also can come into 2 if you're into that type of thing of reducing that 11 into 2, which is interpersonal relationships, bonds, and contracts, working on your interpersonal law and order. Thank you, Easy. I appreciate that. All that fun stuff. But, I like to keep my 11, so we're going to stay at that master number. And we're going to put that into the year of 9. Because, of course, everything we do, we want to manifest. We want to bring it to formation. And that's what 9 does for us. 9 is the number of born, foundation. We're dealing with Yesod in this year, which is the 9th Sephiroth. This is our nurturing, intuitive self. This is, again, what we give birth to. 9 also deals with Sagittarius ruling over the 9th house. Again, sacral chakra is procreation. Again, what are you giving birth to? Being optimistic, creating a utopia, being generous, being philanthropic, The chesed energy is very, I mean, not chesed, but yeah, in a sense, like chesed and chokma are very heavy and abundant here with that wisdom from the oracles and sages, and we love it there, right? Um, so we're gonna take this energy of 11, this energy of mastery, and we're gonna give birth to it in a nine. And what we notice when we put our numbers into the cosmos of nine, nine also always gives us our numbers back, but it gives us our numbers back and in ways that we can, ingest it so that we can put the numbers together ourselves, right? So the numbers for once we put the 11 into the 9, which we know is 2, we're going to get back 2 0. This is wisdom in our cipher, right? And this gives us an opportunity to, experience wisdom, balance. 2 is chokma, again, come into that Jupiter energy. This is balance, harmony, righteousness. 2 deals with interpersonal relationships, bonds, and contracts. Maya energy is associated with the number 2. Jupiter energy is associated with the number 2 of wisdom. And then we also deal with 2 with Taurus ruling the second house. This is that balance between material and emotional, material and spiritual, the tangible and intangible. Having a balance of both is important. If you guys are Taurus, have a Taurus sun, you have Victorian experiences, you'll realize that that Taurus energy is teaching you how to balance between the material and the physical world. If you're too much indulged into the material world, that emotional world starts to take a pull. If you're too indulged in the emotional world, that material world takes fall. Overall, today is the day of 2. Today is the day of balance, harmony, truth, and righteousness. Dealing with that balance of things. Interpersonal relationships is key here. But we all start off with that 8 with building and destroying in our space. So happy transformations to y'all. The number 2 is associated with the letters B, K, and T. B deals with that fire energy, K deals with that water, and deals with air, I believe. But let me double check my notes. Nope. Takes you back right into Earth. So we're in that space of formation and creation once we get there, and we love it there, and it's fun there, all that fun stuff. Um, so that's what I got for you for the mathematics, y'all. As far as the astrological, astronomical report, we start the day off with a 65% waxing gibbous moon. We're in that moon of building. We're building on the tangible things in our space. Moon rising at 12:04 p.m. and setting at 3:22 a.m. if you guys are on the East Coast with me. In the tropical and draconic chart, we are in Cancer energy. Throughout the day, eventually we end up in the Cancer constellation as well. But starting off the day at midnight is when I usually do, the placements of the sun and the moon. Um, we are in Cancer in our mind and soul. So, the moon being in its home space is very intuitive, emotional, dealing with home and family. Feminine energy is, heavy on the forefront, definitely dealing heavy in our third eye energy in the realms of introspect, right? um, in our energy exchanges and the happenings of our home and family. Our moon is sitting in Gemini constellation when we start off the day. And like I said, as time goes on, we'll be in the Cancer constellation. Thank you, Todd. Real time, I'll get to you in one moment if you're still here. Um, but it's all about community and communication, having experiences in your home and family that call on you to be flexible and adaptable, but still having that place of focus and sturdiness, right? And so that's what we have there between, the Cancer and Gemini energy. This is all happening in the eighth house, which is in alignment with it being the eighth day. So we're finding a sense of empowerment in our ability to have a community surrounding our home and family and our feminine energy. We're also sensing a feeling of building, destroying in our emotional, intuitive self. Certain things that you guys have been emotionally attached to, you'll find yourself becoming more detached from. Sunrise at 6:21 a.m. and setting at 5:59 p.m. And the tropical and draconic, we are in that Pisces Mina energy. Um, so mind and soul, that vibe of, illusions, the things that we believe. If you're an illusionist, you're the one that's creating the things, and you guys are going around, creating these facades that don't really exist. And I guess it's fun there for you. More power to you. Also dealing with the deep waters of Olukun, that intuitive spiritual self. is very heavy there with that Pisces energy, being empathetic, but be mindful while being empathetic that you're not being a martyr and you're overgiving and overdoing because you're feeling everybody's feelings. You can feel people's feelings without taking on their karma and taking on the responsibilities that they have here on this plane. You could just be like, I feel for you. You go through what you got to go through. In the energy exchanges, our sun is still giving us the experiences of Aquarius. So it's about our place in society. So sometimes when we're dealing with our place in society, and a lot of us want to have some sense of importance, we can go into that mindset and that spiritual set of that Pisces energy and be over giving and, doing the things because we feel like, oh, if I give, if I empathize, or sometimes you guys get so overstimulated with the emotions and the desire to give and all this stuff like that, it makes you want to detach and separate yourself. You know what I'm saying? But then you got to remind yourself that's another call on, or another, like an antenna signal that you may be doing a little too much. This is your internal self saying that, okay, you're giving just a little too much. You're putting in just a little bit too much energy. And this different, like this particular energy exchange does not require all this energy that you're giving. You know what I'm saying? You're doing too much. You don't want to do too much, okay? And your body is telling you that, and you can do that without engaging in that overly dramatic eight energy of overly like building and destroying. You know what I'm saying? So being mindful of that. Um, so that's what I have for you for the sun and the moon. Just finding your place in society without being the martyr. And allow your antennas to tell you when you're doing so. The moon in Teja posterior at minimal angle today at 12 a.m. The moon will be 5.7 degrees north northeast, and no, it's not visible. And we talked about Teja posterior being that star in the back of the Gemini foot in the Gemini constellation, because the moon in Teja was in conjunction yesterday. And so this is giving off the energy of Mercury and Venus, giving that pride, that valor, kind of like pinkies up type of energy. And we like it there, right? And so you're having some sense of introspection of that connection between your love and business and your intellectual space. That connection between your emotions and your intellect is very heavy there, and it's important to listen to that part. The east side of the moon, Mare Crisium, is tipped into view today. The moon and Mars are in conjunction today at 7:03 p.m. The moon will be 1.5 degrees north, minimal angle at 8:04 p.m. The moon will be 1.4 degrees north northeast. And we know the moon is giving us that introspection and emotional connection, while Mars is giving us that assertive, aggressive energy. What motivates you? What gets you going? Where does your ambition lie? So that's happening in the Cancer zodiac Gemini constellation, because that's where Mars is at right now. That's where the moon is at right now. So, the moon is having that introspection on your solar plexus chakra. How confident and courageous do you feel in your space? How are you enforcing your internal law? And I talked about that the last couple of days with you guys about having okay, I see you. Thank you, real time. I got you. I'm almost done the astrological report, and then I got you on your personal numbers. Um, but yeah, how how well are you like emotionally digesting your ambition, your anger, what motivates you, having that balance of nurturing and self-care and resting, and in the same breath having being assertive, aggressive, and getting things in motion and movement, right? So we want to balance with those things. We want to nurture our solar plexus chakra. We want to know the emotional attachments that our solar plexus chakra has. There's some things that we're really emotionally attached to, and when they get invoked, we get very angry. Hey, Charlie, peace to the God. We get very angry, and we want to fight and argue, and I'll fight to the death of this belief or this emotional attachment that I have on this thing. And again, balancing all things. So if you find yourself coming to that space about something, you might want to take a few steps back and do some root work. Like, why am I so attached to this concept, to this emotional invocation, that I'm willing to go through all of this just to prove a point? um those are good questions to ask yourself. You know what I'm saying? I wonder what I did with that paper. Oh, you know what? I know what I did with the paper. Hold on a second. Thank you, Charlie. I appreciate the follow. Okay. So that's what we do with our third eye and our solar plexus chakra being in alignment over there in that Cancer Gemini energy. And once again, like the community that's aligned with that energy is going to, we're going to attract it, and we love it there. The moon and Castor are also in minimal angle at 10:20 p.m. The moon will be 5.6 degrees south southwest. Castor is the star in the Gemini um, constellation. So, giving off that energy of the, that brother energy. If we go through a Pollock star, we go through a Castle star, of that unity and loyalty, that double sided energy of being rash and, combative, but also being a valiant warrior. So you find that balance in the middle. You learn how to embrace that person in the middle. And that's what you really want to do there with that third eye, that moon, that introspective, nurturing, comforting energy, right? Now, real time, I'm going to tell you, you said 6/12/1986. So you're born on a day of 3, and we're in a day of 8. So, you having that sense of expression and creation on this business. Your emotional attachments to the solar plexus chakra is a big thing here. 3 and 8 come together and make 11. So you're going to be in that space of mastery of doing that, right? We're going to master how we express and experience our sense of understanding of this number 8. Transformations, death and rebirth, building and destroying. 8 also deals with Sebek, so this is the celestial technician, how you label and how you compartmentalize stuff in your space. So scheduling, organizing, self-management, compartmentalizing your relationships, you know, whatever paperwork you got to do, whatever personal works you got to do, this is a good day to, work on that, okay? As far as like your personal numbers go, so this is 6 1, so 3 6 and 9. Oh, okay, 9 in this year of 9. So this is a year of 9 for you. This is, a higher 9 for you, and that's fun. um mm, 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 mm. Okay, that's what I thought. So, yeah, this is the year of 9 for you. So, this is the year of giving birth, harvesting, and manifesting things in your space. And you get that by adding your month and your day to the current year. So, we're currently in the year of 9. So, you're born on the day of 3. So, you have that knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. So, every day is a day of understanding for you. Come into a sense of expression and creation. Saturn is the planet for you in experiencing your different days. So, like, challenges come to you easy, but the challenges are there to strengthen you in the things that you say that you want, right? And when the challenges come, the best thing to do is to have a sense of focus and groundedness rather than saying, all right, let me move to the next thing. And so you're born in the month of 6. The 6 deals with Tippereth. This is the confidence and courageousness. Now you're dealing with that sun energy, in the tree of life. And that brings you to 9. So when you align your heart, that Tippereth, that 6 energy, 6 also deals with Virgo energy, still bring you back to that sense of organization, management, routines, and schedules. Work heavy for you. You might have some Virgo, Saturn, lots of Mercury type energy in your chart, because 3 can also deal with Gemini, with community and communication, which is probably where a lot of your challenges come from. And the Gemini community is like your tri-city area, people you grew up with, family members, cousins, siblings, stuff like that. That's all in alignment there. um, and how you deal with those energies is what you give birth to. It's the kind of reality you give birth to. um Hold on a second here. All right. That, and so we put that into the year 9, because right now we're in the year 9. So you put that 9 and 9 together, and when you put what you create into that space, the universe is going to give you back that 9, but it gives you in bite sizes. So in this year, when you put that 9 into the cosmic 9, it's saying, okay, I need you to work on your solar plexus chakra this year. That's 1 and 8. One is that Aries energy, taking initiative, that, cardinal action, your ambition, your motivation will get you going, your assertive, aggressive self. When you go into that space of anger, you're overactive and you want to dial it back a bit. You know what I'm saying? Anger, you're allowed to feel angry, but once you get into the space where you feel like you're trying to control elements outside of yourself instead of the ones within, you're definitely gone over into the overactive space. So be mindful of that. Now, and then eight again comes with building and destroying transformations. This is, how you move elements around, to adhere to that one. I want to take action, so how do I take action? I fill out this paperwork, or I go in here and have this conversation. I shake that hand over there. You know what I'm saying? That's how you do like the transformation of things. You know what I'm saying? But all in all, to empower yourself. So Spirit says this year work on your solar plexus chakra to get you to that personal number of 9, which you want to give birth to, right? So that's that there for you, working on your self management and self organization. Now, on this day, well, in this month, you're going to add your personal, that personal number. So your personal number is 9, right? We got that from adding your birthday, your birth month to the current year, which is 9. And so every month, you're going to add your personal number to that month, right? So this is the month of 3. So we're going to take that 9 and we're going to put it into the month of 3. So for this month, you are in your month of 3. This is your month of understanding, because 9, when you add 9 plus 3, that brings you to knowledge and wisdom. So you're going to take that intellect, you're going to exercise that intellect. Sometimes you might mess up, sometimes you might do a good job. That's the whole point of gaining wisdom, is through experiences, right? And so that's going to bring you to a sense of understanding. So for you, this is the month of 3 for you. And you'll find that pattern that actually in this year, you're going to be in alignment with the collective, with the month that's in the years, because this is your year of 9 while we're collectively in the year of 9. So you're very parallel to what the collective is going through. Today is a day of 8. So, you do the same mathematics that we just did. You're going to take that 3 energy and put it into the 8. So this will be a day of mastery for you. You know what I'm saying? Because 3 and 8 is 11. So you do yourself so well that you're going to inspire somebody today, whether you're underactive or overactive in how you do yourself. You're going to influence somebody. So moving in that light is cool. 11 comes down into 2, so this is a day for 2, for you as well, that interpersonal relationship, but you're more so doing it in a mirror experience. Okay, so that's your mathematics for today. That's how you do your math. Hold on, I didn't see any of the comments down here, so hold on. Oh, I'm doing paperwork as we speak. Okay. Well, Rashid, if you're not here, I'm not gonna bother to do your birthday. You put a lot of numbers in a year anyway. I was helping somebody else. Patience is a virtue. And that's okay that you don't have it. But for those of you guys who want to know how to do your own personal maths, that's how you do it. Um, so yeah, uh, we went over the numerology, the mathematics or whatever. We're in the month of Makir in the Kemetic calendar. We're still in that energy of Osiris as far as the decans of the month go. It's all about great leadership up until the 10th, so we got a couple more days here. Um, Usually I'll get deeper into the calendar. I didn't want to go too far off into the deep end today. We are on the day of the Sabbath. This is the day of rest. And how do you ignore these trolls? I've gotten used to it. It's actually worse. You'd be surprised at different things people say up here. It's kind of crazy. But I don't trip. So today's the day of the Sabbath. The seventh day is the day when God rested from his work and creation to Genesis 2 1 to 3. Sabbath is considered the holiest day of the week, a day of rest, reflection, and spiritual rejuvenation. In Jewish tradition, it is the day of connection with God and a time for family and community. It symbolizes completion and sanctification of creation, and it's a reminder of the importance of time to rest and reflect on the blessings of life. We're coming into our last days of the month of Adar in the Hebrew calendar. So we went over the ancient Kemetic calendar with Makir and Osiris energy in the Decans. Now coming into the Hebrew calendar, we're in the month of Adar and we're on the day of the Sabbath here. Um, in the Hindu calendar, as far as Vedically speaking, we're in that energy of Kumbha still because that's Aquarius, that's the water bearer, ruled by Uranus and Saturn energy. And then on the tropical chart, we are in Mina, which is Pisces energy. That's, again, that martyr, that empathetic energy. We get so overwhelmed in that empathy realm that it makes you want to detach and separate yourself because, you might be overgiving. So be mindful of that and that space of empathy. But also, just finding your space, dealing with things hidden beneath the horizon, hidden dreams, goals, agendas, akashic records, and your subconscious dreams. You know what I'm saying? Um, Next week, we'll start entering the Pisces constellation. So for a few days, we'll have that alignment between the tropical, Vedic, and Draconic sun, providing us that experience in that Pisces energy until the sun enters Aries zodiac. I personally do not count New Year's until the sun enters Aries constellation, which won't happen until April 17th. But I know some people like to, utilize the tropical chart in that realm of things, and they say like around March 20th is when we'll enter the New Year's, and so, happy early New Year's to you guys. um 1 a.m., 7 a.m. to 8 a.m., 2 p.m. to 3 p.m., and 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. And we're, having a sense of authority over our belief system. That sense of power is happening in the subconscious world, the hidden dreams. Anything that's hidden beneath the horizon is experiencing some challenges to stay hidden and it's coming out into the forefront. Saturn is associated with that Babylon energy, walking around making sure everything is in alignment with Maya and light as a feather, and whatever is not, it will be devoured. So, we're coming into that space of things too, where, a lot of challenges are coming to things that are not righteous, that are not in alignment, that are not balanced, you know, and we see that, the stars, the celebrities are like personifications of the stars. They get the most attention at first from everybody. And so, watching their experiences, you see like those beings who have not been moving righteously, their business is getting put out there on Front Street. Everybody's learning about the things that they've been doing, the delusions and illusions they've been creating. Like you guys thought certain people were in fun, happy relationships. You're learning that they're not. Learning about family secrets, people's spiritual energy, being more in tune with people's energies rather than their physical appearance or their, professional accolades, their educational accolades. This is all, in alignment with Saturn being in Pisces energy. Like I give off the illusion that these certain things are going on, but that's not what's really happening. Whenever I think of Saturn and that Pisces Aquarius thing, what the first thing that pops in my mind is that documentary they did on Nickelodeon and all those things coming out, and how things have been flowing with like the Me Too movement and the Vatican and the government, and we have Saturn creeping up into the Pisces constellation. And so even though we have experienced Saturn in Pisces zodiac for quite some time now, we're still not fully experiencing the whole like shebang of having Saturn and Pisces on the tropical, Vedic, and Draconic. So y'all really haven't seen anything yet. Like we haven't even come to like the full like climax of that, delusions veil coming off, experience. So, peace to the tribe. Um, Jupiter Hours are from 1 a.m. to 2 a.m., 8 a.m. to 9 a.m., 3 p.m. to 4 p.m., and 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. Jupiter also deals with long term planning, but Jupiter deals with like the expansion, the studying, the growth, the wisdom, the exercising, that comes out of Saturn. So Saturn is like, oh, um, Saturn is like, oh, this could go wrong, that could go wrong. Here's some challenges, and Jupiter is like, okay, well, this is how we can maneuver around the challenges. The challenges aren't that big. This is what we could learn about. These are the experiences that we had from dealing with the challenges. It brings you into that optimistic, like, oh, we could still overcome type energy. Um, Jupiter is sitting over there in Gemini, providing that expansion and abundance and long term planning towards our community and our forms of communication. Some of you guys should be making new moves, especially as Uranus starts to make its way towards Gemini zodiac. A lot of you guys should start making different, things, or already having certain downloads on. There's different ways we need to start communicating with one another. Maybe go back to letters, writing letters, rebuilding a community, buying land together, learning, moving around people who share the same values and stuff as you, rather than living in the neighborhoods that you guys are living in now where you don't really talk to people. And so a lot of that fear mongering and stuff applies to you when it comes to like your neighborhood and where you're currently at in the community that you're with, because you don't know those people, and everybody's like value and moral code and how they operate is a little different. It's a little purgy over there. um so being mindful of things like that is very important. It's Uranus creeps over in Gemini zodiac. We already have Jupiter there, and yeah. So having that long term planning as far as your community goes, and if you guys are already in the community that you see fit, start participating more in that community, more philanthropic moves, being more optimistic, being more generous, getting to know each other a little bit more, start engaging in wisdom as a collective, you know, um, maybe having a community paper amongst the people in your neighborhood. Like, these are the new businesses in the neighborhood. This is what went on during the last city council meeting. These are the things that we want to work on. It's time to start a community garden. This is where the food drive is. This is where you guys can go for shelter. Start having more spaces like that, creating more spaces like that. Because um, while Jupiter is sitting in Gemini zodiac, is sitting in the Taurus constellation. So it's bringing that balance of, emotional connection, connectivity, what you value, what you prioritize, in that space of business, wealth, and material, and having that expansion and abundance of both. So maybe that's some things you guys want to apply more Taurus energy towards your community and communication. Everything doesn't have to be so monetarily transactional and then get out of my face. There should be an emotional, transaction or energy exchange happening there as well, right? And if you're not in enjoyment, then that's probably a signal that you're not where you should be at either. Mars hours are from 2 a.m. to 3 a.m., 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., 4 p.m. to 5 p.m., and 11 p.m. to midnight. Mars is about your aggressive, assertive self, your ambition, what gets you going, what puts that battery pack in you. Mars is also your anger self. And we talked about Mars a little bit because it's in alignment with the moon today. But it's sitting over there in that Cancer energy. And they say Cancer does debilitate Mars, and that's because Mars wants to be out there moving about, while Cancer is more like, no, let's chill, let's go inward, let's be more introspective, let's be more nurturing, let's go inside of the house. And Mars like, no, I want to go outside. And the whole point here is to learn how to have a balance between the both. Be more nurturing towards your solar plexus chakra. Be more introspective of what gives you ambition and motivation. Be in spaces that make you comfortable with expressing your solar plexus chakra and what gets you going. More motivational speakers, becoming less assertive and more nurturing. You know what I'm saying? Learn how to speak to each other better, or, express yourselves better. Learning to be, more introspective with how you enforce your internal law to people. Like, a lot of people be like, you make me feel this, you make me feel that. It's you. And hopefully that Mars and Cancer energy puts you more in a space of, well, you know what, I feel, I think, I'm angry when, you know, I want to do this when this happens, just having more introspection, taking your time with communicating your solar plexus chakra, taking more time with nurturing your solar plexus chakra, especially when it's triggered. Why is this triggering me? What is it doing for me? Am I comfortable here? Am I uncomfortable here? Having those certain kind of conversations is a great way to work on that Mars and Cancer next to the moon today, you know. Um, Yeah, and then we see a lot of heavy new beginnings happening in people's home and family. A lot of people's third eye experiences bringing them to war and fires and stuff like that. People having more of those kind of dreams. Some people are declaring those dreams as prophecies, and they could be. Um, and for some people's realities, there's 7 billion people in the world. Not everybody's going to share the same reality. But yeah, that Cancer third eye energy will bring you to the dream world just as much as Pisces. Pisces does it a little bit more, but just as much as Pisces. And so you'll see a lot of spiritualists coming out saying, I see fire, I see war, I see bombs, I see all these different things. And that's in alignment with the Mars and Cancer connection. And with the spiritualist people just becoming more aware of the things that they're saying and how they're going about communicating their things, and realizing that's Mars and Cancer would help them tremendously. Mars is still over there in the Gemini constellation, so it goes towards community and communication, having more introspection, being more responsible for how you communicate to people, being more nurturing. In that space of communication is definitely key. The sun's hours are from 3 a.m. to 4 a.m., 10 a.m. to 11 a.m., 5 p.m. to 6 p.m., and then of course Monday night we start Sunday on a sun hour. And the sun deals with energy too, but not so as assertive and aggressive as Mars, but more so about like vitality, energy, expression, experience, all the EX things. And so the sun, we talked about it being in between Pisces and Aquarius, whether it's the Pisces zodiac and Draconic space of the mind and soul, or the Aquarius energy exchanges and happenings. And again, the experiences is all about dealing with things that's hidden beneath the horizon. You guys are uncovering a lot of things, having a lot of aha, what the fuck moments. A lot of that is coming through the ones and zeros, as Aquarius rules over electronic communication. Aquarius also rules over society and people that are separated from society, boarding schools and jails, detention centers, hospices, be off grid living, you know what I'm saying? A lot of experiences and expressions going towards those spaces as well. But it's still coming into the we too, because it's also like being rooted into the me and we simultaneously is what that Aquarian energy, provides. That's all happening in the fourth house of home and family and your nurturing space, still coming to your third eye energy. So a lot of the experiences and expressions is still coming into, subconscious, big on spiritual experience right now. And like I talked to you about it before, sometime next week we'll have more so later on next week, like around the 16th, 17th, we'll have the sun enter Pisces constellation. So for about 3 or 4 days, we'll have the sun in Pisces on the tropical Vedic and Draconic chart. Mind, body, and soul will be in alignment, having deja vu, coming across familiar energies and spaces, especially because, duh, will be in eclipse energy on top of the fact that we're having a Mercury and Venus eclipse. So all that happening while the sun is in those deep waters, giving you guys repetition of spiritual cycles. Um, that of course will present themselves in the physical, human interaction cycles. Of course, because we're all personifications of spirit and spiritual energy. um you know that's all that there, what I'm saying. But definitely uncovering a lot of hidden things, people telling you the truth about how they really feel about you and what they're really doing. Expect some monologues in your inbox, somebody professing their love. They've been watching you for a while, they admire you, woo woo wop. And other people, revealing that, hey, I've been your enemy this whole time. What I'm saying, I'm the one that's been creating this resistance in your space and making it so this can't happen and that can't happen because I don't want that for you, whether malicious or not. Sometimes it's not always malicious intent. Um, but some of you guys already feel it. Some of you guys already know it. It's just a matter of people taking the time out to reveal those things about themselves, all together. That's what's happening there with the sun. Venus hours are from 4 a.m. to 5 a.m., 11 a.m. to 12 a.m. I mean, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m., and then 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Venus is all about aesthetics, making things all pretty and beautiful. When we deal with Venus, Venus hours are great for business, emotional connectivity, love, romantic pursuits. For all my artists out there, writing music, making clothes, jewelry, painting, pottery, gardening, Venusian hours are great for that as well. And then, like I said, doing any type of business. Libra deals with bonds and contracts. Taurus energy deals with priorities and value, and the actual pentacles of it all. You know what I'm saying? Venus is sitting over there in Aries. It is in retrograde, so it has slowed down for us, and it's repeating some degrees in our space of wealth and emotional connectivity, calling on us to find a balance. If you guys have been so wrapped up in the Aries being ambitious and assertive and aggressive on the material realms and how I'm accumulate this material, that material, this material, that material, and you're not paying attention to your connections and your emotional self and your relationships with people and the different types of things you got to work on, a lot of those material things are going to be taken from you and put you in a space where, yeah, now it's time to focus on the emotional stuff. Now you got to sit there because you have to have these conversations you've been avoiding happening because you've been so wrapped up in business. Yeah, it's going to happen aggressively and assertively because this is Aries energy we're talking about. This is fire. Fire is very abrupt. Fire burns things. It brings it straight to ashes. You know what I'm saying? So being mindful of that, repeating some degrees in that balance of the things. You know what I'm saying? Repeating some cycles. Some of you guys overwork yourself. Some of you guys underwork yourself. Some of you guys, try to take on too many connections and relationships and can't balance them all. So you're coming to that pattern again where like it's rearing its head. And then some of you guys, don't try to create any connections with anybody at all. You guys keep your walls up. So you're coming, and that's going to rear its head with you as well with that Aries aggressive assertive energy. It may come to you in personified form. Somebody's telling you about yourself. Somebody's taking something from you. It may just happen in like overall just energy exchange experience where it's just like, you might start meeting people and you get an opportunity to create a connection and you might not take that opportunity and it affects something, and it's like, dang, if you would have made that connection, you would have been able to obtain those material things and do the things. So you know um that's heavy there. Venus is still in Pisces in the constellation realm of things, so while all this is in the thought process and how you're thinking and how balanced your thoughts are, the energy exchanges is uncovering. Again, we're heavy in the personified spiritual experience right now. Whatever is happening above is happening below in your personal life. Your aura is undergoing a lot of transformations. Hey, King J, thank you for following and liking the screen and everything in between. um, but yeah, a lot of the above is happening below. A lot of the below is happening above, within, without. So as you're doing that internal work of that Pisces energy, going deep within yourself, tapping into your spiritual, DNA code and stuff like that, you're affecting your aura, which is affecting the energy as a collective. Up in the Ein Sof. You know what I'm saying? You're transmuting the DNA of the ultimate being that we're all a part of by you doing your part as an individual and in your energy exchanges. Like I said, when you look at the celebrities, they are like the stars that everybody are watching simultaneously. So they're personified. Sometimes they're foreshadowing, sometimes they're hindsight of what the stars are doing. So pay attention to Pisces Aries people and the transitions and the transformations that they're undergoing, because that's what we're experiencing as a collective. Pay attention to the stars above if you don't want to look at the celebrities and the people on these ones and zeros, because uh, they're star representations of what we're going through personally and stuff like that. That's why when you can read like a history book or or a religious book or whatever, the Bible is a big one. You have all these different interpretations. Oh, it's a bank book. Oh, it's an astrology book. Oh, it's a book on nature. Oh, it's a book on anatomy. Oh, it's a book on history. Oh, it's a book on spirituality. It's all these things because above, below, within, without, good and evil. It's all of these different dimensions happening in one in this book. Just like your experience. You are a Bible. It's all these different things happening at once. So look at things from that way when you're experiencing things, when you attract things in your space, right? Um, I don't know how we got there. We got there through Venus and Pisces energy because your heart chakra is your vortex, and that's four. V is four. Venus, vertex, what you attract in your space, right? Um, Mercury's hours are from 5 a.m. to 6 a.m., 12 p.m. to 1 p.m., and then 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Mercury is all about community and communication, how you teach, how you learn, how you listen, how you speak. For all my traders, Mercury's hours are great for trading, looking at charts, looking at the news on the trading, whatever it is that you do. Mercury is also good for traveling, reading some books. Fun hours for Mercury. Um, Mercury, we are actually in the retrograde shadow. We experienced the retrograde around the 14th, 15th. On Pi Day is a big day. Pi Day is a big day because Mercury goes retrograde and we get the eclipse and it's a super moon. It's a lot of things going on. And then we get, another lock in on our planetary alignment between Aquarius, Pisces, Aries energy. So, societies, hidden agendas and new beginnings that we're moving towards, what I'm saying, from all of that. We're undergoing a lot of transformations happening there as Pluto, take initiates the way, providing those transformations, death and rebirth, sitting over there in tropical Aquarius, but still sitting in Capricorn constellation. So in our body and our, actual experiences, Pluto's providing that transformation, empowerment, and business towards society. You know what I'm saying? And, Pluto uncovers secrets too. You know what I'm saying? So uncovering a lot of secrets on who we've been giving authority to, which, you've seen Elon Musk do the things, and this is where your money's been going. Like, it's not that we didn't know that our money was going to BS, but now you know in detail the kind of BS it's been going through. And like I tell you, Pluto just entered Aquarius zodiac, and it's still in the like cardinal energy of the Aquarius, I mean of the Capricorn constellation. That planetary placement last time that was there, Revolutionary War, subtract 248 years every time. It takes Pluto 248 years to re-enter a zodiac. Okay, so if you do the math, every 248 years you'll see a rise and fall of an empire, historically speaking, when you align the planets with history. Uranus entering Gemini, progressive pushes to a community, revolutionary word energy. Neptune entering Aries, do the mathematics of 84 years cycle, more revolutionary energy. So we have the planets lining up to a revolutionary space. Now, the way that we are collectively, some of y'all want to go to war. I don't know why. Some of y'all want to hop on a horse with your swords and your guns and shoot them up. And you know what? You play that game. I don't, that's not what I want for me in my reality. So I'm not speaking that shit into existence. Um, for some of you guys, it'll be, y'all being on the internet and you guys providing information, intellect, guidance. For some of you guys, it's the underground railroad type situation. You guys have the safe haven off grid, the community meetings, the this, that, and the third, providing, the clothes and the food and this, that, and the third, the nurturing, the herbals, you guys know what I mean. Everybody has that place. And so in this space and time, some of you guys are getting some revelations to what your place is and what your personal experience is going to be. Some of you guys aren't getting anything at all and you guys are winging it and going as you go along. That is, what it is. What I'm going to say to the people that's speaking into these ones and zeros, be careful with your projections. Your reality is not everybody's reality that's sitting here and listening. What you can say is, I had a dream. This is my experience. If anybody can relate, this might be your experience. This is a place and time for people like us that keep having these experiences and these dreams and it's pulling on us to come together because we obviously are a part of a tribe. And Uranus is going to progressively push you to move towards that tribe as it moves towards Gemini energy. As Jupiter starts to enter Gemini constellation, it's going to give you that expansion and that abundance and that ability to plan while Uranus is giving you, that progressive push to communicate. You know what I'm saying? So utilize those two planets to your, your benefit as they make those shifts within the next year. 2026, it's going to be wild. We back in the year one. So it's gonna be a little fun, because six deals with Virgo energy. So that's that moral and integral code, the routine, daily planning, and stuff like that. So right now we're at five, we're in Mars. We're initiating the things. We're in that solar plexus energy. Five is Hero Kahuti. Five is, you know, five is Jabora. This is severity or strength, you know what I'm saying, in the tree of life. So in this space, we're dealing with the enforcer of this of our celestial law. Last year we dealt with what the law was. What is the law? What is the blueprint? You guys started getting more in tune into your spiritual self and your Akashic records and why you're here and your connection with the universe and your connection with nature and your connection with spirit. And you guys started to really plant yourselves. Get into your personal years. Again, how do you add up your personal years? What's your birthday? What's your birth month? Add that to the current year of 9. That's how you get into your personal year. Okay. And then you add that to the month, whatever month we're in. Like for me, this is my year of 1. It's been a lonely road and I'm trying to keep my heart light as a feather as I go through it. Okay. Um, this is my year of 1, so I add that 1 to the month of 3 that we're in. So this is actually a month of 4 for me. This is a month of chesed. This is a month of, culture freedom for me. You know what I'm saying? While this is a 3 for the collective. And these are good conversations to have with other people too, because it's like, well, this is a personal month of solidifying myself right now, right? What kind of month is this for you? So when you're having energy exchange with people, you can't expect them to be on the same type time as you, because they're not. They're on a different personal clock. You know what I'm saying? You kind of want to be around energy that might be on the same type of time in some type of way for you. Seven is cool. Seven is dealing with Netzach. That's the celestial designer. That's Venusian energy in the tree of life. 7 deals with Libra, interpersonal relationships. Still bring you to the Venusian energy and supreme mathematics. 7 is God. Um, so those are different things to get into. We got there talking about Mercury. Well, yeah, because Mercury is about to go on retrograde, right? It's about to repeat some degrees into your daily routine, your moral and integral code, which you listen and what you speak on. Mercury right now is also in Aries in our mindset, so new beginnings, our solar plexus chakra, our ambition, taking initiative is over there, getting all close and cozy to Venus as usual in that space of new beginnings. So we want new beginnings in your routine, your moral and integral code, your intellect. Some of the things that you think by the end of this month, you're not going to think them anymore. Especially as you repeat these degrees, and it's like the universe is like, "Are you sure you want to think that? Are you sure you want that to be a priority? Are you sure you want that to be the value? Are you sure? Like, let me repeat this shit for you again so you can see what I'm talking about." And so, by the end of this month, beginning of next month, with these planets start going prograde, you should be more grounded in your thought process and your heart and what you attract in your vortex. That's the goal. Okay. Um, for the collective in this month of 3, that's what you'll experience. And the moon, last but certainly not least, the moon's hours are from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m., 1 p.m. to 2 p.m., and 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. So the moon is all about introspection, emotion, your home and family, your intuitive energy, tapped into your third eye. We love it here. Um, your nurturing self. So I talked to you guys about the moon being over there in Cancer, Gemini. So it's over there near Mars, the solar plexus chakra, giving us new beginnings to our home and family and a whole new light. Showing us what motivates us in our space of home and family. How do we want to nurture our home and family? How do we want to nurture ourselves and our confident, courageous self? Like, what do I need to feel more confident in some of the decisions and some of the boundaries and discipline and order, um, to enforce that? What do I need? You know what I'm saying? Um, those things are very important because we want to stay grounded in that. The cycles and stuff like that is fun, but when we have a sense of groundedness amongst the cycles, that's even more fun. But yeah, and also having more confidence in your third eye and your intuition is heavy here too. A lot of you guys second guess your intuition, you second guess your feminine nature, whether you're in a man vessel or a woman vessel, it doesn't matter. We all have that feminine energy, we all have that internal space, we all have that third eye, right? And it's like, what do you need to to express it? You know, what is the divine blueprint that you're enforcing in your space? You know, have those kind of conversations with you and be more grounded. Like, it's okay to have, like, you know, go through these cycles of, you know, I'm learning this, I'm learning that, I'm teaching this, I'm teaching that, I'm experiencing this, I'm experiencing that. It's always changing and growing you, because the planets are always moving, your cells are always moving. You're not in the same body you were in before. And I tell people all the time, get more into your progressive chart. You know, being in your natal chart is cool and all, but if you get more in your progressive chart, you can really tap into where your planets are for you now. Like, when I was born, Sun, Moon, Mercury, and Venus was all in Virgo. It was great there. You know what I'm saying? That was my intellectual space. Straight A student, all up on my moral integral code. Schedule was strict to the T, all that shit. I don't feel any of that anymore. You know what I'm saying? And coming into the introspection of why am I not as grounded? Why don't I have, you know, why is it so difficult for me to stick to a routine? I was so good at this at one point. You know what I'm saying? You know, I still have Virgo in my house. Now I'm a Virgo rising, you know. So now it's in my energy, you know what I'm saying? But now my sun, Mercury and Venus are in Scorpio now. So now it's all about speaking in power, you know. Now it's all about my transformations and death and rebirth, you know. Now it's all about business, standing on business with my things. Now it's about, you know, my solar plexus chakra, as Scorpio is ruled by Mars energy, in traditional astrology, Pluto in modern. You know what I'm saying? So those are, you know, the planets of my experience now, which sometimes is a little scary because I'm in my Pluto placement, and you know, me and Death, we met a few times in a few different ways. And so, you know, if I let myself overthink, you know, because you can still tap into that natal chart, you know, that natal chart will always be a part of you, but it's not entirely who you are now. Just like your inner child will always be a part of you, that's not entirely who you are now. You know what I'm saying? So just as you get into yourself as a person now, get into your stars and where they are now. Even when you get into your numerology chart has pinnacles and periods. Every month your personal numbers change. Every day your personal numbers change, because then you get into, well, what's the personal day for myself today? Well, get into it. You know, this is my personal month of 4. I was and then you add that 4 into today. Like, today's a day of 8, so I add my personal number 4 into today's date. That's 1 and 2. Today for me will be a day of understanding. 3. You know what I'm saying? Community and communication. So if all these things are changing for you every day, every moment, nothing is sitting still. Everybody and everything is always at motion. So is your electromagnetic field. Okay? And that's essentially what astrology is. It's your personal horoscope. It's your personal clock. You know, how is your clock ticking? What time are you on? What type time are you on? That's a real mantra, bro. Like, what type time are you on? What clock are you on? Because everybody has their own personal clock. You got your own personal fingerprints, eye print, tongue print. All of this is you. You are so unique and so infinite. You can study yourself forever and not be done, because you're constantly building and destroying. You know what I'm saying? A cell just died just now. Another cell just got born. You know what I'm saying? In a whole different place. You know what I'm saying? So keeping those type of things in mind. How did we get here? How did we be getting here, y'all? We was talking about the moon. The moon the moon is over there. And Cancer and Gemini, all about in alignment with Mars energy. So, you know, having introspection and nurturing energy to that solar plexus chakra is key. So let's get into your collective reading so I can see y'all out of here, okay? I won't keep y'all too much longer. The theme of our reading today is breakthrough. We're going to focus on ginkgo. You guys know ginkgo is good for clearing your thought process, brain fog, focus, concentration, and potency. If you want to get into that sacral chakra, you see all that orange over there. Ginkgo biloba is my go-to. I like it there. I like ginkgo. But you're going to focus on your Mars placement. Talked about Mars and Aries energy heavy today, didn't I? New beginnings, your solar plexus chakra, your celestial enforcer. The last couple days I was telling you guys need to make your classroom rules. You should have 10 non-negotiables. These are 10 things I'm not negotiating on that have to happen in my space if you're going to stay in my space. You know what I'm saying? And if you go against these 10 things, I'm not going back and forth with you. You broke a rule, you got to get the fuck up out of here. Okay? And you got to be 10 toes down in that too. So you don't be out here looking like a pygmy, like, no, no, you can still stay in my space. You can still stay in my space. Meanwhile, you harboring and holding on to shit. Like, nah, bro, you can't be here no more. Or at least you can't be here in the same way that you was. You know what I'm saying? It's not the same. We also have Uranus sitting over here. Uranus is sitting over there, and Taurus. Taurus. We've been dealing with progressive energies in our balance of the material and non-material world heavily since Uranus entered Taurus energy. We had this influx of spiritualists, mindset coaches, energy awareness coaches. All these therapists came out of the blue. The way we make money, the way we value material things, a lot of things happened since Uranus entered Taurus in 2019. And and we haven't even entered the constellation yet. We're just in the zodiac. We're just in the mind of the things, right? So Mars and Uranus are on the forefront of this energy. We're dealing with the numbers 3 and 9. That's expression, communication, and creation. 9 is what we give birth to. The 3 and 9 come together and make knowledge and wisdom that ultimately bring us understanding, right? So that's the storyline for these. We have that reverse 10 of Wands coming into completion with some actions, you know what I'm saying? In alignment with having a breakthrough. We're coming into the end of some things. You guys put in that work, you know what I'm saying? I won't say take a breath yet, but know that it's kind of like an overkill. You ain't got to stab something 39,000 times. I think after about the fourth, fifth stab, it's dead. You beating a dead horse, literally. Hey, Percy. Um, we also have the reverse knave of pentacles. So some of you guys aren't realizing that you guys are the creator and you guys are actually done, and you don't have to keep stabbing and stuff like that. You don't have to keep doing the things. And I think that a lot of that is because there's a lack of focus on that progressive push that Uranus has been giving you, and on that Mars solar plexus chakra energy. So start to recognize where you've had your breakthrough at. You know what I'm saying? A lot of you guys are going through the motions and not looking at how far you've come, because you're still looking at how far you have to go. You know what I'm saying? So take a breath today. Today's a day of rest anyway. So, in addition to writing your classroom rules, that's my homework for y'all, and how you plan to enforce them, you guys will envision that as you're writing those classroom rules for yourself. I also want you to congratulate yourself for your wins. Take a breath. You know what I'm saying? How much have you done so far? How much have you been getting done? You know, um, give yourself that space of introspection, that Cancer on Mars energy while the moon is over there hanging out. You know what I'm saying? Communicate those things. Look at the community that you have absorbed in your vortex because of the work that you have been putting in. You know what I'm saying? Look at how you communicate way differently now than you used to. You express yourself way differently now than you used to. You're entertained by different things. Your value and your moral code has changed. The things that you value and prioritize in your space is different, to where like the things that you own or you possess, or hey, I don't own or possess anything, I'm just experiencing stuff. Okay, cool. That whole mindset has changed though. You weren't there before. Your relationship dynamics have changed. You know, some of you guys have completed and mastered certain goals, and you're not giving yourself that hug that you need, that you're desiring, especially that inner child. Like, bro, when are you going to congratulate me? As a kid, we grew up getting like principal lists and honor roll certificates, and we get to eat lunch with the principal and get Snicker bars and candy and shit. Our inner child is used to having awards and shit for the things they do, and you ain't giving it to yourself. You're like, no, 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 no awards, no awards. And so like to like accomplish this big thing 10, 20 years from now. Well, that's not fun. That's not fun. What are some of the things that you have won and you have accomplished, and intentionally celebrate them? Intentionally celebrate. I ain't saying, oh, I'm going to have a treat today because this is the day to have. No, intentionally celebrate. I'm intentionally celebrating this accomplishment that I've done. Congratulations to me today for this. Okay, get in the habit of doing that for yourself so you can get out of this, and you can realize how much you've already written in your story, and so that it doesn't you don't seem to be beating on yourself so hard because you're not to the finish line. Why would you even want to be at the finish line right now? Like, look at how much you look how much you've gotten to enjoy the journey. You know what I'm saying? There's so much more to enjoy. You know what I'm saying? There's people you haven't met yet. There's experiences you haven't met yet. There's love and heartbreaks you haven't experienced yet. You know what I'm saying? There's trips you haven't been on. There's fake ass associates you haven't met yet, but you're still going to have a good time with them before you have to kick them off the island. Like, it's so many things that haven't happened yet. You know what I'm saying? You haven't met everybody that's going to love you yet. You haven't met everybody that's going to support you on your goals yet to that finish line. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody's going to be there when you get to the finish line, but some people are there to, like, help you get that step up while you guys are on the same type time. You know what I'm saying? But once their clock goes to 2 o'clock and your clock goes to 4 or 5 o'clock, then it's time to go ways. And always keep your heart light as a feather in those positions. You know what I'm saying? Like, I see why you were there. You know what I'm saying? And now you're not there, and it's cool. So, some of you guys are holding on to some shit because you don't realize certain shit is done, certain shit has been accomplished, certain things you should be patting yourself on the back about. How are we going to do that? All right, let's talk about it. We're going to focus on our chokma, our wisdom, the how we've been exercising our knowledge. You guys have, if y'all anything like me, especially if you guys have been tapped in with me since 2017, we've been doing these planetary forecasts. I don't know if y'all realize that. Y'all been down with me since I've been in Virginia before COVID. Peace to the gods. But for some of you guys, y'all been, downloading a lot of information, a lot of intellect. Focus on how you've been exercising that intellect. That's how. You know what I'm saying? That's the chokma. Moon and Libra. Your introspection on your bonds and contracts, your interpersonal relationships. Look around. Some of you guys don't have as many interpersonal relationships as you used to, but those interpersonal relationships you had was low vibrational as fuck. Y'all was laughing at crazy stuff. Y'all was out here throwing y'all garbage out the window. Y'all was laughing at poor people. Y'all was pushing people to the ground. Y'all were gossiping. Y'all were doing all these things. That shit not fun for you anymore. So those people aren't around for you anymore. Even if you find yourself just sitting on the island by yourself, like that deserves a hug. Because I'm pretty sure a lot of those bonds that you were in were hard to walk out of. You know what I'm saying? Because who's going to be my friend now? Who's going to be my lover now? Who's going to be, those family members I come and visit and be phony with now? You know what I'm saying? And then some of you guys have created new bonds and new contracts that you guys are walking into. Some of you guys have been walking into your sovereignty, and I just signed a contract on my land. You hear me? Um, some of you guys is walking into new business contracts. Y'all got LLCs and EINs and nonprofits, and you know, um, clicking on the terms and conditions of podcasting, and setting up your store online and all that stuff. All those are bonds and contracts that are easy to overlook, like small potatoes. I'm waiting on my sales. That's a bond too. How many sales have you made since you started that business? I don't care if it was 12. The fact that you even made one is crazy, because there's 7 billion people in the world. Not everybody is doing what you're doing. I know that the internet makes the world so small for you. That's just algorithms, baby. That's an illusion too. This is Pisces shit up here too. This is an illusion. You attract a few thousand people that's doing the same thing that you're doing, and it makes you feel like your world is so small, that everything's oversaturated or whatever. Because 1,000 people is a lot, right? That's a lot of people to attract that's doing the same shit that you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Have that same mindset when it comes to having a client, when it comes to having views, when it comes to having likes. They really sit here and make you think that having like 10, 15 likes on something ain't shit. That's a big deal to me. I don't know if you've been in a room with 10, 15 people, but like even today I had to I performed music. Well, yesterday it's 5 a.m. now. Yesterday I performed music in a room with 10, with like 15 people were in the room, and I was overwhelmed. To have 15 people walk up to my table and look at my jewelry and tell me how nice it is. 15 hugs on my way out the door. I can't. It take me a half hour, 45 minutes to get out the fucking door trying to get 15 people hugs. That's a lot. That's a lot. But don't allow the illusions of Piscean energy on these ones and zeros convince you that that's not a lot, because it's not thousands, it's not millions. You know what I'm saying? Don't let these social media influencers convince you that, you know, what you're doing is not good enough, because a lot of them are putting on a facade. They rented that house, they rented that car. A lot of that shit is green screen. You know, they're showing you what they need to show you to get the likes and the views that they're telling you you need to have. A lot of them aren't living in that reality. You know what I'm saying? So having more introspection on that Libra energy would definitely help you with these reverse cards over here, realizing that you've come to the finish line of some things and you've been doing a good job, man. To get to a 10 of Wands, you know how many people don't make it to a 10? They don't make it to a 10. A 10 is Malkuth. That's bringing all the Sephiroth down to the earthly kingship. People don't be making it to a 10. You're making it to the 10. You know what I'm saying? And you was the writer of it. But you're not giving yourself those flowers. You know what I'm saying? Have that aha moment. Discovery on your root chakra. You know what I'm saying? Is a big one. Having that introspection on the challenges you've overcome that strengthen you, your place in society, how people look at you. You know what I'm saying? How people come to you, the smiles you receive when you go out the door, the good morning, have a good day. I know a lot of y'all receive a lot of those every day, and they get easy to overlook because sometimes it be so, you know, overwhelming. You don't even realize how many people like look for you to have a good day today. You know, especially being on these ones and zeros, right? There's way more people, you know, wishing well on you. You know what I'm saying? And way more people wishing bad on you because you invoked them to. Like, kudos to you for invoking people's solar plexus chakra. You know what I'm saying? Um, so having more discovery on your root chakra. There's some stuff in your root chakra as well that's, you know, pulling on you and making you have oversight on what you've accomplished thus far too. Like making you feel like you're not doing enough. You know what I'm saying? You got to do bigger, better, whatever, whatever. And, you know, go back down to your root chakra and have that conversation. Like, what's going on with you? Why are you not appreciating me? I'm doing a lot. If we going around calling ourselves gods and goddesses, then you should be thanking yourself a whole lot more for the things that you do. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, you're being ungrateful. Like you programmed your body. You did the meditation, you did the grounding, you did the spell work, you do the rituals every time it's a full moon, a new moon, a quarter moon. Every time something moves backwards and shit, you set up your altar, you got the jewelry on, you do all of these things. You know what I'm saying? Then you go out and you actually work for it. You roll up your sleeves and you're filling out the contracts and you're shaking the hands and you're showing up and you're going to the events and you're doing the community work and the nonprofit and the activism and some of you guys are raising children. You're raising little humans to be the next generation. You know what I'm saying? You guys are homeschooling. You guys are sending your children to school and staying on them teachers' asses. You guys are cooking dinners and preparing lunches. You guys are cleaning houses. You know what I'm saying? You guys are going to work. You know, have some introspection. Like, when are you going to stop and say, you know what? Thank me. Thank me. You know what I'm saying? I'm grateful for me. I'm grateful for how I show up for myself, how I show up for other people, whether they're grateful for it or not. And name that shit. The same way you would do to the God outside of you. The same way you would do to somebody that keeps doing nice stuff for you. Y'all want to send love cards and thank you cards Valentine's Day to the dusties that don't do shit for y'all, barely do shit for y'all. Oh, thank you for that one time you bought me flowers. Oh my God, I love this. Woo, woo. But when do you thank yourself? You know what I'm saying? When do you give yourself things? When do you give yourself that level of awareness? Like, thank you for that time you bought me lunch when I was mad hungry. I had a little hangry attitude too, and you still loved me. You hugged me. You was like, you know what, girl? We not only we gonna get lunch, we gonna get ice cream afterwards. Like, I appreciate that because you was really looking out for me. You know what I'm saying? I was not having a good day. Thank you for that time that you just removed me from the situation when I was about to throw hands. Thank you for that. Thank you for going to college for me so that I could sit in this position that I'm in right now. Thank you for taking the time out to learn and study these things that help craft my intellect and my empowerment and my confidence in what I do now for myself and other people. Thank you for educating me. Thank you for entertaining me. Thank you for washing me. Thank you for washing my ass. You know what I'm saying? And thank you for that shea butter you brought me because that soap was definitely drying out my skin and so was that nasty ass water. Thank you for changing my diet, for caring so much about my body, my cells, how they replicate, what kind of energy they're giving off and stuff like that, that you changed my whole diet and you helped me lose weight. You took me to the gym. Thank you for helping me do yoga, learning how to, you know, stretch and do these different things for my body. I'm in such a better position now because you did this for me. Like, when y'all gonna start doing that for yourselves? You know what I'm saying? Like, eh, I won't even call none of that shit little things because they're really not little things. They're big. They're big things. Don't let these ones and zeros get y'all fucked up. Jordan, humans are unguided and so broken. Agreed. Agreed. And for those of us who have the ability to provide empowerment, I think it's important for us to provide it. That's why throughout history we always had pastors and teachers and leaders, spiritual guides, prophets, priests, priestesses. We had people that were put in place to provide that empowerment and that guidance. I don't want to guide y'all forever. This is not to my ego. I want to empower you to empower yourself to the point where you're like, dang, I don't even listen. I don't even need to listen to Sunshine no more. But I will refer her to somebody else when I see them broken. Like, yo, this is who I used to listen to. I don't need to listen to her no more. But you might need to listen to her now. I'm super cool with that. Super cool with that. All right, this is the last card for y'all. Uncontrolled transformation. So let go and enjoy the roller coaster. Let go and enjoy the roller coaster, baby. Um, Now everything's in your control. You know, some while you're praying on some things, other people are praying on some things, and the universe sees the bigger picture because the universe is the fly in so many rooms, and he's like, or she's like, or they're like, whatever pronoun you want to use, I don't care. We everything, right? The universe is like, okay, this person over here wants to have off grid land. This person over there is really good at electrician energy. This person over there is really good at plumbing. This person over there knows how to build a house. These people over here can garden and all their energies do well. So this person got to lose their job. And you like, God damn it, why the fuck did I lose my job? I needed that money. Da, da, da. Because you need to meet that person over there that's doing that. So now you're having all these experiences that are not in your control, and you're like, what the hell? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? And you finally link in with that energy. Y'all clocks become one for a second. You're like, oh, I can help you, and you can help me. And you guys are sharing y'all story, and you're like, dang, like that's so crazy. Like we both just went through mad crazy stuff that led us to one another, and now we're here, and now this is happening, and whatever, whatever. So sometimes you gotta take a breath and trust the universe that a lot of things are here to redirect you to where you need to be. Slow you down. We are in retrograde right now, so you will be slowed down because we're getting reminded that we're not in the springtime yet. It's not summertime yet. Slow down for a second, baby. We still in winter. You know, so like I said, my springtime don't start till April 17th when the sun enter that Aries constellation. Then we out here, and there's no more Pisces energy in the realms. Pisces is my natal opposition, so it's like it's very I won't say still there, but yeah, it's kind of cold. But yeah, uncontrollable transformations is happening there, and just having that once you start paying attention to this, how much you've gotten done, that should help you with your trust too, your confidence and courageousness in that space of as well. I've done so much, I put in so much work, I've been doing the work. So when you see transformations happening, it's like, dang, I trust that this is a response to the work that I've been putting in. This is going to help me keep going where I'm going. So let me just flow, right? Right. So that's what I have for you today, my beautiful cosmic nobodies. I hope I was able to assist you on your pathway to the Sabbath. I ain't gonna hold you. The doing the calendar and all that stuff sometimes feel like being a dead horse. So the last couple days I kind of been switching it up. On top of that, I've been kind of tired of this internet shifting thing. It seems like when I don't have my laptop on, it's a little bit better. But I might go back to paper and pencil for a little bit till my hotspot comes to see. We'll see what happens. That's something I need to invest in anyway as I make my way off grid. So also Mercury's about to go in retrograde. Those are all my explanations for today. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy your Sabbath day today. If you need any assistance or you want any readings on your personal numbers for the year, I'm doing all year long personal reading numbers. I can give you the pregame for every month, what days to look out for, etc., etc. That whole reading is $33. 22 if you just want your name and life path read. I'm doing free consultations right now. The first consultation, 33 minutes. After that, depends on how many minutes you want. I love to do consultations prior to doing readings for you guys because this is how we get acquainted. If you want any of that information, reach out to me, Sunshine Monie L at, that's me on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram, or lesnobodies at gmail.com. Email me, let me know if you would like a personal reading. I also do astrology readings as well as numerology readings and gematria. And my background is in psychology and therapy, behavioral coaching. So sometimes if you just need somebody to talk to, a little pep in your step. I'm also an ordained minister. Like, this is what I do, this is what I'm passionate about, and I would like to do it for you. If you guys are hosting any events, I do make positive affirmation music, and I do energy awareness workshops. It's about like half hour to 45 minutes. I can even chop it down to 15 minutes if you want. But what I do is I'll take your astrology chart and I teach you guys how to put it in your chakras. And I give you a little 101 on planets and houses and numbers and stuff while I do that. And it's a really cool course. And so if you guys have any events coming up and you would like that as a workshop, reach out to the homie because I love to do it. And I'm also teaching that class virtually. The next time I teach that class, it is a free class. You guys can take with me. Again, email me, message me so I can give you guys that link so you can RSVP. The next time I teach that class will be on March 16th. That is a Sunday from 2 p.m. EST to 4:40 p.m. No, it's not recorded. You have to actually show up, and I have a few other master classes. If you guys, want to subscribe to the Cosmic Nobodies University, you guys could be a part of a collective group and take the classes, and then have, you know, um, sessions with me by default, and monthly reading from me with your personal numbers for the month, etc., etc. And that's all like a monthly subscription, but that can all be addressed in the consultation. So reach out. I would love to assist you and what I do and what I'm passionate about. So peace, y'all.